All right, I know I'm a little late with this. I'm a little late with this, guys, and I do apologize for that. But what can I say? Um, and welcome everybody to the countdown. It's your boy King hanging out with you here on this Thursday on Stay Tuned Sports. We're gonna have the Jets and Patriots later on tonight, just to let you know about that. What else? Oh, yeah, no. So we're just going to cover the countdown here real quickly. Not going to be as long as an episode as we've done before in the past. Going to run through these real quick. Get it out there because, again, I think I missed. No, we combined it last week with the main show, which I didn't do a main show this week. It's been a thing. It's been a little wild. It's been a little hectic. And also, yeah, maybe I've been a little lazy. You know, what can I tell you? What can I tell you? It's why I am who I am. But thank you so much for joining us. If you like any part of the show, please hit that like button, hit that share button, and, of course, hit that subscribe button. Helps us out tremendously as we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers to hopefully be monetized here on YouTube, which would be great. And I would certainly appreciate all that. Thank you. Also, if you want to help us out a little bit more directly, we have our donation station and our merch store links up in the top of the chat over wherever you would look at that, and also in the description below this video. A couple things to say before we get on to the countdown, let you know where our power rankings are, and of course, the ever lovely, the ever present Booty Cheeks 5. The NFL apparently is going to crack down on the sports betting, and they sent out a memo today. And this comes from Tom Pelissero, at Tom Pelissero there on Twitter. It says the NFL sent a memo to team officials today saying that in light of recent gambling scandals in other sports, the league has worked with lawmakers, regulators, and sports betting partners in recent weeks to limit and, where possible, prohibit prop bets in the NFL. And they sent out a whole memo, everything like that. And then apparently there was an addendum to this as well. And this is NFL measures to protect the integrity of the game. Integrity representatives, former law enforcement officials assigned to each team to monitor for suspicious activities, support investigations, and oversee integrity-related compliance, real-time monitoring, and technology. The NFL partners with third-party services, which will use real-time technology to monitor betting activity for all NFL games and key events. NFL Global Security Operations. This specializes in NFL unit monitor leaders. Let me retry. This specialized NFL unit, there we go, monitors insider threats, social media, and other trends that may indicate suspicious or prohibited activity, and third-party collaboration and enforcement. The NFL works closely with our sports betting partners, as well as lawmakers and regulators across the sports betting industry on integrity and best practices. We will continue active oversight of sports betting activity with sportsbooks and partners, adopting our policies and enforcement as needed to safeguard the integrity of our game. And I get that understanding with all the other issues there. Obviously, baseball going through it, basketball going through some shit right now. So the NFL trying to jump ahead of this and being like, whoa. Yeah, no, we're gonna be basically spying on all our players and make sure that they don't bet or are part of any of the prop bet situations. You're like, oh, I got a bad ankle, I can't go in and reach my number that I was supposed to reach, that I was going to be easily reachable, and now I'm not going to do that. So good for the NFL. Also, some news for tonight. Garrett Wilson, the Jets have placed Garrett Wilson on injured reserve, so he will not be playing tonight or for at least the next 4 games, and we'll see what happens after that. They might just close the door on him there anyway. Davis Mills is going to be lined up to play for the Texans again coming up this weekend. C.J. Stroud's going to be missing a second week. And, of course, as we know, it appears Jameis Winston will be starting for the New York Football Giants in the first game after the Brian Daboll error is over here in New York. ELS in the chat. How you doing, ELS? Great to see you. So, yeah, like I said, just going to move through this quickly. So let's jump on over there to the vertical board, the vertical display. There we go. And let's get cracking with the Booty Cheeks 5 here. And when it comes to the Booty Cheeks 5, of course, we go from the top down. With the power rankings, we go from the bottom up. We're little switches here on Stay Tuned Sports. But, yes, I did see that ELS. Antonio Brown has been released from jail on, I guess, on bond or what a bail bond, whatever it was, bail bond. And he is, again, he pled not guilty, obviously, to the attempted murder charge. And we're going to see what happens with that whole situation. It's Antonio Brown. There'll be plenty more headlines coming. So, number 28 for the Booty Cheeks 5. We still got the New York Jets. Hey, they won their second game in a row because of their special teams. That's really what got them there. But the Jets now sitting at 2-7 after starting 0-7. They've won 2 in a row. That puts them still at 28. They're still not great. The offense looks terrible. And again, they were able to beat the Browns due to the fact that it wasn't really their offense that scored any points, it was the special teams. So good for the Jets, but there they go. Look at you. You go, Jets. Jets, Jets. By the way, you can get your Just End the Season shirt available right now over at the Stay Tuned Sports merch store. Link at the top of the chat and description. Or you can just go to bit.ly/staytunedmerch. That's available right now. At number 29, the New Orleans Saints. And the Saints, they moved up after their big win over the Carolina Panthers on the road again. Saints, it's a team I love. I love them. They're bad, but I love them. They go out there, they fight hard every single game. They play well, they do well, and they never give up. And Tyler Shuck might have something with Shuck there. Throw in Shuck if you don't give a fuck. And, well, it's turning out pretty well for the Saints. Well, they got to win. They got to win against a team that everybody thought was going to mollywop them. And that's what I mean. It was on the road in Carolina. Carolina's been playing a lot better as of late. Saints went in there, though, in a division game and got themselves a win. So they're up 2 spots, up to 29 in the Booty Cheeks 5. Still in Booty Cheeks 5, however. At number 30, we got Tennessee Titans. They're down 2 spots. They didn't play. I think they were on a bye, so they didn't play. They're still 1-8. They're still not great. And I had to move, considering how the Jets and Saints did, you got to move them up. You got to do something there. So that's what I did. So I don't think I'm going to get any, feedback from Titans fans out there. I doubt it. I mean, it's the Titans. You guys are bad. You guys are 1-8. It is what it is. Number 30, I have them. At number 31, I have the Cleveland Browns. You can't lose to the Jets and think that you're any good. Sorry, can't do it. The Cleveland Browns, not ranked here. They've been in and out of the Booty Cheeks all year, as Brown often is. But they jump in here. Now, the Dolphins left the Booty Cheeks. Dolphins were in the Booty Cheeks 5 here. I thought they were going to be there all year, but then they mollywopped the Buffalo Bills last week. So they get a reprieve. They are outside of the bottom 5 for now. And at number 31 there you see the Cleveland Browns at 2-7. And, of course, considering everything, although after Monday, I thought it might have been interesting, but instead, still in hell are the New York Football Giants at 2-8. Blowing another fourth quarter lead with less than 4 minutes left to go. We're up 10 points or whatever it was. We had a 96% chance of winning that game against the Bears. Brian Daboll finally got fired on Monday, and we were able to see it. So that's good. Like I said, it was a good day. I know you're never supposed to celebrate somebody getting fired. Somebody's losing their job. Somebody's losing their livelihood. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? I don't care. I'm glad he's gone. And apparently, some of the stories coming out of the locker room from the unnamed sources, boy, it seems like a lot of people are glad that fat fuck is out of the building. So there's your Booty Cheeks 5, the Jets at 28, the Saints at 29, the Tennessee Titans at 30, the Browns, they're at 31, and the New York Football Giants in hell at number 32. So that's what we have over there. Now, now we go from the bad. We go from the bad, and now we go to the good. Let's go ahead and take a look at who we have in our top 12 after week 10. And I'm sure this is going to be, people are going to be mad or upset, or maybe they'll be happy. I have no idea. But what I'm going to tell you is this is my fucking list, and I get to put whoever I want on it, wherever I want them. So kiss my ass. At number 12, we have the 49ers after their loss to the Rams, in which it came back a little bit, but, the Rams really had control of that game against the Niners. So the two teams split their season series. The Niners winning down in L.A., the Rams winning up in Santa Clara. The Niners sit at 6-4. Now they are, 2 games or a game and a half back of the Rams and the Seahawks in the division. Again, I still think the Niners are very good. That's why I have them at 12. That's why they're not out of the top 12. Especially for a team that has as many injuries as they've had. And maybe that was the key, too. Nobody got injured in this game for the 49ers, so they lost. Maybe the key is maybe somebody has to get injured every game in order for the Niners to win. And listen, it could be rotating. Have somebody just get minorly injured out of the game. You win the game. Then they get healthy, get back into the next game, and then somebody else gets. You got to have the rotation of the injuries there, and maybe that's the key for the 49ers. I have no idea. At number 11, I have the Buffalo Bills. You can't listen. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. You can't lose to the Dolphins like that and think that you're still going to be one of the top teams. And the fact that the Bills are still in the top 12 here says something rather incredible. ELS says, all right, know that the Packers are in the top 12. We don't. No, I got to tell you, ELS, Packers are not in the top 12. That is a little spoiler alert. Packers, they are not in here. But as for the Bills, they're lucky they're still in there after losing that game to the Miami Dolphins down in Miami. Like, they were just never in a game. They were never in a game against the Dolphins, a team that took a timeout with 15 minutes left in the first quarter. The clock didn't tick, and the Dolphins took a timeout. Just saying. That's the kind of team that you let beat you coming off of a bye after beating the Chiefs, after, like, all these things. Like, Buffalo and doing nothing at the trade deadline, Buffalo fans maybe getting a little worried. Maybe you should be, because I don't know. Like, this mid-season slump, maybe by the end of the year things will change. I don't know. But for right now, in Week 10, not looking great for number 11, the Buffalo Bills. At number 10, I have the Denver Broncos, and they're lucky they're still here, too. I should have dropped them for that. How just that Thursday night game was terrible against the Raiders. One of the worst games I ever saw in my life. Just every bit of that game was torturous. Torture! It was torture to watch that game. It was horrendous to watch that Thursday night game. And none of the primetime games were particularly good this week, and we will get to those eventually. But, man, the Broncos might be the worst 8-2 team I've ever seen in my life. And Bo Nix is, I don't know. But it seemed like this week there was a trend of everybody trying to do the Bover throw. It's like everybody's walking like an Egyptian. Everybody wants to walk like a dinosaur. All those stupid dance trends. Everybody's doing the Macarena. Everybody's got to do the Bover throw, I suppose. I have no idea. But yeah. But, listen, at the end of the day, they are 8-2. We'll see what happens this week. I believe the Broncos are playing the Chiefs this week. So we'll see what happens there. But for now, they are at number 10. At number 9, another team that I didn't move up at all for a win because the game was just as bad as the Thursday night game. The Eagles, they go ahead and beat the Packers on Monday night in just a horrendous game from both sides, boring as hell. And again, the Eagles are 7-2, but they haven't played a full game. Nobody knows if they're good or not. Like, their defense is good, okay, but again, that's a defense that also let the Giants carve them up just a couple of weeks ago. This is a team that has had to come back in several games and had to stave off collapsing in a couple of games. One of those to the Broncos. So, which they failed to do. The Broncos are one of those losses there for the Eagles, one of the twos in the 7-2s there. So, again, bad game, bad week. I wish I could have moved either the Broncos or the Eagles down or both of them. But for now, they stay leg of before at number 9. No change for the Eagles. At number 8, I got the Chargers in here, and they're back into the list here after, again, a horrendous Sunday night game, which was boring and almost put me to sleep against the Steelers. But they were able to score points, even though it was a lot of field goals from Dicker the kicker there. But they were able to they did a good job against that Pittsburgh Steelers defense, which that's not as good of a compliment as you would have thought going into the season, because that Steelers defense, there's something wrong with them. And I don't know what it is, but for all the talent that they have on there, boy, they're not good. They are just not good. And at first it was just they were giving up the run. Now I believe they're also the worst when it comes to pass defense in the NFL now. That's a problem. I think the Steelers are giving up the most passing yards in the NFL as of this week. That's terrible. But that being said, looking at all the other teams that we have listed on here, I was running out of options of who I was going to put in here. So I was like, you know what? I do like the Chargers for persevering through some injuries. They are 7-3. They are not a top. They are just below in the AFC West there with the Broncos. They do still have a game on the Broncos, and they have another game coming up with them, obviously. But again, I have the Chargers there. How could you put the Chargers there if the Broncos ever beat it? Because the Chargers, even though this last game with the Steelers was boring, at least they did score some points. And in a lot of the other games, they're not boring. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt for now. Again, this is my list. I make the rules. I do whatever the fuck I want. You don't like it? Make your own list. Or just go into the comments and tell me how bad my list is. At number 7, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They went ahead and lost to the Patriots. But again, it was a close game. It was a good game down in Tampa. I have them sitting there at no change at number 7. Again, this was more of a case of how other teams stacked up. How we kind of got a bit of a bunching there at the top of the list here. And I don't think the Buccaneers are worse than anybody below them on this list. Again, my list, my eyeballs. This is how I decide this is going to look, and that's how I have it. So again, they lose to the Patriots in a close game, a very good game, with a chance to come back in there, and they just were unable to complete the comeback as they were hoping to. So they sit at number 7. We will see what happens coming into this week. I believe White is going to be coming back for them at running back, so that's going to be a help if he does come back. If not, again, I think the reports have been rather nebulous on that for right now as of this airing. So we'll see what happens, but I like the Buccaneers where they are. We'll see how they go into the future here. At number 6, I got the Bears. I got the Bears up there. It's time to start maybe thinking, hey, again, I think the collapse is mostly the Giants' fault. I don't think it's a case of, the Bears really all of a sudden started performing very well. But at the end of the day, you still have to perform. Even if the defense screws up, as Shane Bowen has done numerous times, even if Jackson Dart is out with a concussion and Russell Wilson screws up the game, even if Brian Dable's on the other sideline, you still have to perform. And Caleb Williams and the Bears did that in the fourth quarter. They were able to go ahead and they took the opportunity that the Giants presented them, and they were able to get the win. They snatched a victory from the jaws of defeat. So good for them. They were able to go ahead and do that. And again, they're sitting at 6-3. They're, I believe, in second place in the NFC North. Who saw that coming into this season? And it seems like every week Caleb is getting a little bit more confident in himself. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, we'll see. Some of his throws, he had a lot of overthrows in that game. That was when I started thinking, man, why is everybody trying to do the bow overthrow now? Is that the new craze in the NFL? Just, I want to do my own bow overthrow. So that being said, though, he was able to go ahead and lead the Bears back against the Giants with very little time left. And that's what I said. The Giants may have screwed up, but the Bears jumped on the opportunity. Good for them. For that, they get to jump. Maybe it's time to start believing in the Bears, and that's why I have the Bears now at number 6. Again, my list, my rules, I do what I want. 5, we've got the Detroit Lions, the team that the Bears are right there with at the top of the NFC North. Lions get a huge win this week, and with Dan Campbell calling the plays, and people were starting to wonder, like, is this going to be? Dan played it nice. He was like, sometimes you just want to switch things up. You just want to see if you still got a lot of juice in there, still got a little something in there, and boy, Lions got some juice. Lions got some juice in them. I'll let you know that. ELS in the chat says he still doesn't trust the Bears, and I understand that. I can understand that, but man, they're for now. And the record is what it is. I have them where they are. And I like the Bears better than the Broncos or the Eagles right now, too. I do. I think in the right circumstances, the Bears can beat both of those teams. Shocking. I know. King, you're an idiot. I know. That's why I'm doing this. I'm dumb. Deal with it. Lions, number 5. Number 4. I've got the Los Angeles Rams, who they put a mollywhopping They're on the 49ers. Not really mollywop. I mean, the Niners did come back a little bit. I'll give them a little credit for that. But that's where I have the Rams. Again, they look like one of the best teams in the NFL. They look like one of the clear contenders in the NFC, clearly. Defense is great. That offense is rolling. Obviously, when you got Puka, Stafford is playing at near MVP levels. Devontae Smith, I believe he's questionable about this week of whether he's going to play or not. Whereas the Rams are going to be wearing their midnight rivalry uniforms against the Seattle Seahawks down at SoFi Stadium. So we'll see. We'll see. Paul in the chat, great to see you, Paul. He says, go Colts. He has my Colts high, I see. We're going to see where we have everybody coming up here in just a smidgel bit here. But, yeah, there you go. Rams at number 4. At number 3, the aforementioned Indianapolis Colts, who were my number 1 team. They dropped 2 spots, and I'll tell you why. The last 2 weeks they played against the Steelers, did not play their best game. Then they go over to Germany, and they play the Falcons. Again, did not play their best game. Did play better, but they did not play as good as we've seen them over the last couple weeks. But that being said, they were still able to be resilient and get the win. Jonathan Taylor, again, just with some, he had an 82, 83-yard run for a touchdown in that game. He had 3 touchdowns, I believe. Daniel Jones was laying dimes to Pierce and getting a couple touchdowns there, plus playing with a bloody mouth. Daniel Jones does have to learn to hold on to the goddamn football. He had some of his, he was getting a little, he had some of the Dayball shakes there in Germany a little bit. He was just dropping the ball. He's very, that was, I was getting flashbacks to him playing with the Giants. He happened to drop the ball a lot sometimes just because he didn't secure it. So, Danny, you got to learn 2 hands. 2 hands. When you go back, do the old school 2 hand, then throw. Or if you're going to run with it, keep 2 hands. Keep that motherfucker secure. But, again, I think just as other teams played, even though the Colts won, I wanted to see a little bit more impressive, especially against the Falcons. Took them into overtime to do it, and I think the way some other teams played, I had to move other teams up, so that just had to bump the Colts down, unfortunately. But that's where I have the Colts down 2 spots to number 3. Number 2, I have the Seattle Seahawks. This team is, I don't know why more people aren't talking about them, and there are people talking about them. It's not like they're going completely under the radar, but I don't think people are paying nearly enough attention to this team. Sam Darnold is playing otherworldly. That Seattle defense is playing better than I think anybody gave them credit for going into the season. And Jackson Smith-Njigba, I still can't say it. Even the easy part I can't say. It's easy to say Smith. It's the Njigba at the end that usually catches you. But there I am. I can't even say Smith. But Jackson Smith-Njigba playing, just incredibly well, to the point where people are talking about, is he indeed the offensive player of the year? Is it going to be him? Is it going to be Jonathan Taylor? If Jonathan Taylor gets the MVP, will he get it? If not, it's probably, again, that's how good this Seattle team is playing. And dare I say, they're playing at NFC championship caliber football. Can they maintain that for these next 8 weeks and through the playoffs? We're going to find out. But at number 1, and boy, it pains me to do this because we've all seen this enough in our lifetimes. We've seen enough of this for 17 lifetimes, for 18 lifetimes. We've seen enough of this for the Emperor of Mankind's lifetimes. But ladies and gentlemen, at number 1, the New England fucking Patriots at 8-2. Mike Vrabel, what he has done for this team. Drake May, what he has done now in his second year. This defense, the offensive line, everything about these Patriots. They're winning ugly. They're winning pretty. They're winning every different way that you could want to win a football game. They're beating the bad teams they're supposed to beat. They're beating the good teams. They just beat the Buccaneers in Tampa Bay. They've beaten the Bills in Orchard Park. You know what I mean? Like, the Patriots are beating the teams they're supposed to be. And again, some of the losses they have are to teams that boy, when you look at it, they should have won, and they just had a bad bounce here, a bad bounce there. You look at that game against the Steelers, probably should have won that game if not for some really costly turnovers there at the end. So looking at this Patriots team, young, still makes mistakes, but you can't deny what you're seeing with your eyeballs. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the Stay Tuned Sports NFL Top 12 Power Rankings. After Week 10, we have the Patriots at 1, Seahawks at 2, Colts at 3, Rams at 4, the Lions sit at 5, the Bears, brand new to the list, sit at 6, the Buccaneers at 7, the Chargers, go! They're at 8, the Eagles at 9, Broncos at 10, Bills at 11, and the Santa Clara 49ers sit at number 12. So we are just, about 3 hours away from Thursday Night Football, the New York Jets taking on the New England Patriots in their rivalry nor'easter uniforms there, which actually have grown on me. They actually look pretty good. I think if you put a splash of red on those, like you put the regular red tail on the Flying Elvis and some of the red on the stripes there and stuff like that, I think you got yourself a bona fide possible new primary uniform there for the New England Patriots. Looks good. I like it. I think we're going to, again, the game is going to be what it is. It's the Patriots. It's the Jets. The Jets are bad. Like we said, Garrett Wilson is out for this game. They put him on the IR, so he's out for at least 4 games. ELS, he's provided his top 12 here. ELS says his top 12 is the 49ers at 12, the Bills at 11, the Broncos sit at number 10. So kind of the same here. Number 9, he's got the Ravens back up into his top 12 sitting at number 9. The Eagles at 8. The Chargers go at 7. The Bucs at 6. The Lions at 5. The Seahawks at 4. The Rams at 3. The Colts at number 2. And at number 1, ELS has the New England Patriots. Paul, he says he's got the Seahawks at number 1, and, of course, he's got the Patriots at 32. A Colts fan not liking the Patriots? No. Say it isn't so, Paul. Say it isn't so. Crafty in the chat says the Chargers and Lions should swap places on that list. I can see that. I understand that, Crafty, but, again, my list. I get to do it in any dumb, stupid, crazy-ass way that I want to go ahead and do it. Do I have a reason for it? I don't care. Oh, it looks good. Looks good to me. That's how I did it in the preseason anyway. I had the Chargers at number 11. Why? Looked like an 11 to me. So that's where I put them. And that's kind of how I do the list. Some people go into the analytics. Some people go into the stats. Some people really look at, this team's defense is ranked here, and this team has this, and the EPA of this quarterback and his passes, and that. I just watch the games. Boy, that looked like a bad pass. Boy, that offense looks sloppy. Boy, the defense looks good. And I rank them accordingly. Why? Because I fucking feel like it. That's how I do it. That's how the rest of America should do it. That's how we do things here in America, man. Willy-nilly, without any thought. Well, I'll see you guys again in a couple hours to watch the Jets and the Patriots here on Thursday Night Football. If you liked any part of this, please hit that like button, hit that share button, share the channel around to everybody. Let everybody know that we actually exist. That would be fun. And, of course, if this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button and help us on the road to 1,000 subscribers as we're trying to go ahead and get monetized here and have fun with the rest of you guys. And, of course, we get monetized means money comes in. Money comes in, we can do more stuff on the channel. More stuff on the channel means fun. So let's just have more fun. That's what we also means I can eat, which is good. I know I'm a fat ass right now, but still, it's still pretty good. You know, having a little nosh every now and then is good for your health, from what I understand. Crafty also says Bears over Denver and the Eagles. Oh, come on, dude. The Denver Broncos and the Philadelphia Eagles don't belong any higher than where they are. Any higher. None. They don't. They're bad. They made me bored while I was trying to watch games. They don't deserve any higher. Don't judge me. It's the list I make. Anyway, yes, you have all that. If you want to help us out more directly, we have a link for our donation station and our merch store down in the description below, and you can get all that. And I'll, of course, talk more about that during the game tonight. Also, visit w.gg. There it is. w.gg. You can go there. Energy drinks. No artificial flavors, no artificial junk in it, none of that nasty shit. And it's no sugar. It's just crash-free energy that you can use. It's got vitamins. It's got Neurofactor. Room helps you out there. So go to w.gg. Check out the flavors. I think they even have a sample pack out there that you can get. It's pretty good. Use the code ST Sports. Use the code ST Sports to get 10% off of your first order over at W.GG. That's W.GG. Be better. And yeah. So the next time I'll see you is just in a couple hours here to watch the Jets and the Patriots. And until then, this has been a countdown on Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King, and you guys have a great next couple of hours without seeing my ugly bug.